Yo, what's up, YouTube? Alright, man. This is my post-fight reaction video for the Manny Pacquiao Timothy Bradley fight. I know that I'm gonna take a lot of shit for this video. I know I'm gonna hear a lot of fucking, nobody. I can't even. I'm telling you right now. I'm checking on the internet. I can't even find a single article, a single video, a single tweet from a fighter that shares the same uh, thoughts on this fight that I have. I've seen one person upload a video. That's 78 Fight News. One person that uploaded a video that had Bradley winning. Um, while I didn't have Bradley winning, I had him winning last night, and I think part of that was because last night I had an agenda because I was trying. I obviously wanted to win money, and there were some rounds that was close that I gave to Bradley, and I had Bradley winning last night. I watched it again today twice. You know what I'm saying? And one time I came up with a draw, and one time I came up with a 7-5. Pacquiao winning by 1 round. I gave Bradley the first round. I gave Bradley the second round. Second round was close. I gave it to Bradley. Could have went to Pacquiao. I gave Pacquiao the third round. I gave Pacquiao the fourth round. I gave him the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth. Of all those rounds that Pacquiao won, there was only one that was close that I could have seen going to Bradley, but I still gave it to Pacquiao, and that was the sixth round. I gave Bradley 10, 11, 12. 12 clearly, 10 clearly, 11 close. Thought Bradley did a little bit more, and the second round was close. I thought Bradley did a little bit more. Now you take away the 11th round, and you take away the second round, and you want to give them to Pacquiao. That's fine. That's a score. That's still it's 9 rounds to 3 if you do it like that. Watch the fight again, man. Watch the fight again. I feel like Bradley. I mean, I feel like I've watched it 2 fucking times, and every time the only thing I changed the first time I watched it today that made it a draw was the ninth round because that was a close round. You give Bradley, you can take away the first, you could take away the second round from Bradley, and you could take around the 11th, and it's 9-3. But you know what? You could also give Bradley the ninth, and you could also give him the sixth. I scored it 7 rounds to 5. It was not the biggest robbery of all time. It was not the biggest robbery of this year. It wasn't even the biggest robbery of the last 2 months. Rios and Abril was a way bigger robbery than that. And to be honest with you, Marquez and Pacquiao was a fucking way bigger robbery than that. I could see you having it 8-4, 8 rounds to 4 for Pacquiao. I could see you, if you want to stretch, I could say, all right, 9 rounds to 3 for Pacquiao. I got it 7-5, but I could also see it being a draw. I think a win for Bradley is a little bit of a stretch. I think if you give Bradley the win, it's a stretch. But I shouldn't need 78 Fight News had Bradley winning. So I said I agreed with him. That kind of doesn't make sense. But point being is I haven't even seen anybody saying that the shit was close. I haven't even seen anybody saying that the fight was close. Um, and this is all people that I subscribe to, people that I normally agree with, people that I fucking, you know, we normally always agree. I didn't see it that way, man. I didn't see this a landslide fucking, I seen it a fight that, well, what the fuck, he didn't get the win. I told you what the agenda was. I told you what the MO was a couple days ago. Pacquiao fans have been defending Bob Arum for years now, for the shit that they pull over their top rank. Well, then you know what? You can't have it both ways. Now you can't turn around and say, "Oh, it was fixed. It was bullshit. It was corrupt. This, that, that was some fuck." You can't do that. You can't have it both ways. Now you're gonna have to stand by Bob Arum and stand by Top Rank, because that's what, if there's gonna be a fix, that's where it's coming from. It's the same fucking promoter. Bradley ain't got the kind of connects or pull in boxing to fucking to 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 fix the fight. I don't think anybody that Bradley knows has that kind of pull. HBO clearly wanted Pacquiao to win the fight. If you listen to that fucking bullshit biased commentary, I mean commentary, yo, them guys are fucking horrendous, man, horrendous. You know, I'm not saying that Bradley was landing bombs or he was fucking, but yo, every punch that Bradley landed, they either didn't say anything, they didn't call it, or they were busy talking in a conversation talking about some shit that had nothing to do with the fight. They just don't call the punches that the other person throws. And if Pacquiao even grazes you, the amount of excitement from Jim Lampley, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. The amount he gets so excited off of any punch landed. Pacquiao consistently landed the harder punches in the fight. I will give you that. But he also took 2 minutes off of a lot of the rounds. Sometimes 2 minutes and 15 seconds. You don't throw a flurry at the end. Maybe tag the guy twice and win rounds like that. That's what happened. Round 10, 11, 12. You know, he took his foot off the pedal. He took his foot off the fucking pedal, and Oscar De La Hoya had a tweet today. He said, "Oh, flashbacks to Trinidad." Well, that's what the fuck it is. That fight played out a lot like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how the fight played out, a lot like Trinidad and De La Hoya. But people were quick to jump on De La Hoya and say, "Oh, you can't coast the last couple rounds." De La Hoya was fucking running. I'm not saying that the Pacquiao. What I'm saying is that it's clear that he was kind of coasting. That he was taking big chunks of rounds off. And that's probably him thinking that, I'm in Vegas, I'm Manny Pacquiao, and I ain't, I know that I'm ahead in this fight, and there's no way that I'm getting robbed. That's part of his problem too, is that fucking ego. You like to say, "Oh, I fight for the fans. I like to give the fans a good fight, and this, that, and the other thing." Oh, I do everything for the fans, unless the Celtics are playing. Then it's about the Celtics. I gotta watch the basketball game and make people that fucking paid money to see your fucking stupid ass, make people that pay money sit around for fucking 30 minutes because you're busy watching the basketball game. Now you gotta fucking whatever you're doing leg stretches or some shit, and then to have your opponent warm up, work up a sweat, then have to wait, get cold, and then work up a sweat again because it's convenient to you. That don't sound like humility. That don't sound like a humble guy. That sounds like a guy that fucking thinks that he's running shit. And that sounds like a guy that's dying to be taught a lesson. And Bob Arum, whether it's right or wrong, because I can't stand anything that fucking dude does. You know what though? He taught his ass a lesson. He's getting a little bit too big for his britches. He taught him a lesson, man. The undercard was actually really decent, man. Rigondeaux's an absolute fucking beast, man. He's a fucking beast, and he's lucky that Bob's gonna keep him far away from Nonito, because Nonito, he's gotta know he's in trouble. He's gotta know he's in trouble. Gotta know he's in trouble. I'll get into the undercard in another video in a couple days or so, man. But was not the biggest fucking robbery of all time. Nobody's gonna get suspended. They're not gonna overrule the decision. You're gonna get a fucking rematch. That's what's gonna happen. And if he dominated Bradley the way you said, if he beat him 10 rounds to 2, the way you're thinking, then he'll do it again. So what? It's not an undefeated fighter. He's got a couple losses already. So what? Everybody and their mother knows that Pacquiao won the fight. Everybody thinks he won the fight. What I don't understand is how people don't see it. I saw it as a much, much closer fight. Much closer fight. And you know what? I'm almost positive. I'm not. I forget what it was though. But if he wins the 12th round, I think he wins the fight. If he wins the 12th round, he wins the fight, and there's nothing to really talk about. And he made no attempt to try to go out and win that round. So that's part of I'm Manny Pacquiao. I feel like I'm ahead. It sounds like I'm ahead. It seems like I'm ahead, and I'm gonna coast. The headline is Pacquiao got robbed, but the headline should also be, let's say if he got the decision. What in your fucking right mind? What in your right mind thinks that the dude that came out and fought today could ever at any stage in his career fuck with a guy like Floyd Mayweather? I don't know, man. There's so many things I wanted to talk about with this shit, man. But I feel like my brain is scrambled right now. You know what I'm saying? I can't get all the facts. You know what I'm saying? All the things I wanted to talk about together. I'm gonna be dropping a couple more vids during this week, man, to just kind of like to try to get everything out there a little bit more clearly. That's pretty much it, man. I'm out.